Hey guys, real excited. I just picked up a new firearm. I bought a new pistol yesterday. Now, I was looking, to get a new pistol when I got paid, and I did spend the better part of my paycheck on this new gun. But I have the gun itch, so I want a new piece for my collection and for use. Now, I had a very, very hard time finding what gun I want next. There's literally, I don't know, 30 or 40 different guns that I want. Just like knives, there's just a really long list. It's when you finally get some money in your hands, it's really, really hard to choose which one you want to get first, because you want so many. There's so many good ones out there. Like I said, whether it be knives, guns, maybe a piece of gear or something, there's a lot to choose from. So it's very hard for me to figure out what I wanted. However, I did some research, and ultimately, I picked up this. This is the Springfield XD40. Now, this is a subcompact version of the XD. I'll tell you, originally doing my research at home on the computer, I wanted to go with a XDM9. Now, I settled on or I shouldn't say settled, because I do like it quite a bit, but I ended up picking the Springfield XD series for a new gun because first of all, read so many good things about them. A lot of people like them over their Glocks. There's a lot of great features on them. I believe it won a Gun of the Year award. I don't know if it's 2008 or 2009, but it won an award, which is awesome. And I just, I heard so many good things about it. Supposedly, it was going to give you the best features between, a Glock and a 1911. 1911, you get more of a 1911 style grip angle on here, as opposed to the Glock, which is a little bit more canted. You get, of course, the grip safety, like people are used to on the 1911s. You get a couple other features on here, like the loaded chamber indicator, and of course there's an indicator on back here after you cock the slide back. Just a couple cool features on this. It's easy to break down. So, doing my research on here, like I said, I ended up ultimately deciding on a Springfield because of not only, the features that I like, and it is somewhat Glock-like, which, of course, I'm used to my Glocks, but also for the price. Now, I looked at a lot of great guns. I looked at the Car PM9. I looked at the Sig Sauer P226. I looked at a Beretta 92 SF. All fantastic guns, but all a little bit more expensive than I wanted to spend. And when I went to my local shop, let me back up here a little bit. Anyway, I ultimately wanted the XDM9. Now, I heard that the XDM series, there's a little bit of improvement over the regular XD series. I believe the XDM, the M stands for marksman or something like that. But anyway, I know a lot of competitive shooters use the XDM models. So originally I wanted that, but when I went to my local shop, they only had some XDs that were used. Now, I had a choice between the XD9 subcompact and the XD40. Now, originally my thought was to go with 9mm. I already have a Glock 17, so I'm already buying 9mm ammo. And B, I want it to be kind of a range gun. I wasn't really originally thinking about carrying it. And so, like I said, ultimately I wanted the large or full-size frame in 9mm. But when I saw this, now, of course, I'm at the store and I have a choice between a subcompact 9 and a subcompact 40. And I kind of thought about it for a second. Now, I've always strayed away from 40 Smith & Wesson. I have no idea why. To me, I always figured, all right, well, if you want a lot of rounds, a high capacity, go with 9mm. You're going to fit a lot more rounds in your gun. If you want a big old bullet, just go with the 45. You're going to compromise some round count, but it's a hard-hitting round. So I never really liked the 40 Smith & Wesson, but I guess that's somewhat ignorant of me to have drawn that conclusion. Of course, the 40 Smith & Wesson is the preferred law enforcement round, pretty much nationwide, and a lot of different parts of the world. So they got to be picking it for some reason, right? It is a really good compromise between the 9 and the 45. When you think about it, the 40 Smith & Wesson has a harder hitting bullet and does a lot more damage than the 9mm. You can't fit as many rounds in your gun, but you can fit more than a 45. So it's a good compromise, I think. And like I said, it's preferred by law enforcement pretty much everywhere, as a majority anyway. Of course, there are exceptions here and there. So ultimately, I picked this gun because they happen to have it there, and it was used. I got a good price on it, I think. I paid $3.99 for it. Supposedly, the previous owner bought it brand new. He put 300 rounds through it, is what the guy told me, but I don't know how accurate that is. The only wear that I see on this gun is on the barrel hood, I think is what this is called. Just some normal rub marks, just from the slide coming back, you know. And on the back here, there's a little bit of finish rubbed away. I'm guessing either from holstering the gun or maybe it was just bumped up against something. But very minor, in my opinion. The gun, besides that, looks brand new. By the way, yes, of course, this is unloaded here for the video. Empty magazine. The chamber is unloaded. I can feel that. I can see that. So, initial impressions, I love this gun. It's awesome. It's not a Glock, and I do love it. And I knew there's plenty of guns out there I would love that aren't Glocks. I have to shoot this gun first to really give you a definite answer on it. So far, even though I like a lot of the features that this has that the Glock lacks, I still think I prefer the Glock. But again, let me actually shoot this guy and get real familiar with it before I draw that conclusion. But initial impressions, I think it feels great. Just doing some dry firing, and again, I'll check again. It is definitely empty. Oh man, that trigger is really crisp. It really huge improvement, I think, over the Glock trigger. Just feels really good. Again, haven't shot it. It's just some dry firing, but it feels great. Another feature I like is the truly ambidextrous magazine release button on the right or the left. Even though I don't shoot lefty, it's just cool to have. Even though I train using my thumb, because I'm so used to the Glock, if I wanted to, I can come around the other side and just use my pointer finger to release that magazine. So that's pretty cool. I have the option now, at least, between the thumb and the pointer finger. It breaks down pretty easily. I'll show you that real quick. Of course, check it again. Just want to be sure. And you don't have to pull the trigger first like you do with a Glock. With this, you can lock it back, see that it's empty. Okay, then you can release your magazine here. What you want to do is you want to push this lever up. Of course, I'll make a whole separate video on this, going slowly. But then you release the slide, pull the trigger, comes right off, and then you can pull out your spring assembly, your barrel, so forth. Put it back on. Really simple. There it is. So it is easy to take down. Of course, they steal a lot of, well, I shouldn't say steal, but they borrow a lot of Glock features, such as, the little dimple here for your thumb, the way this is checkered on the back. Basically, how I understand it is Springfield was, inspired by the Glock. They took the Glock, which was such a great design, and they wanted to better it. They wanted to make it better by adding different features. They did change the grip angle on here. It's more 1911-ish. Of course, the back or grip safety is definitely a 1911-ish style here, which they added to it. A couple little differences here and there, but it does, if you are a Glock owner and you do like your Glocks, I think you'll find it easy to transition into this gun. It is very Glock-like, except for that, like I said, that grip angle. But, there's a whole bunch of stuff I want to talk about, but I want to save it for the overview video. This is supposed to be a quick look, but obviously it's not too quick. I'm just real excited about it. I think it's a fantastic piece. I can't wait to shoot this guy. Again, 40 Smith & Wesson, which is, new to me. Here's the round. It's bigger than a 9mm, but smaller than a 45 ACP round. Again, if I haven't already mentioned it, good compromise in between it. You get more rounds than a 45, but they're harder hitting bullets than a 9mm. So it is a preferred law enforcement round. As far as magazines, these are still really stiff. This is a 12-round magazine. The magazine it's in right now is actually the stock magazine for these the subcompact models. They hold 9 rounds in 40 Smith & Wesson, and I have 2 of these that came with the gun. And these are both, they both have the Pierce grip extensions on here. I have the original base plate for one of them. The other one doesn't come with it. But again, this was used, so who knows. I don't know how these come new from the factory because I did buy mine used. But anyway, with that grip extension, I get a perfect grip on that. I get a full grip. It feels really good in the hand. Initially, I will say this does feel heavier than my Glock 36, which is somewhat comparable in size. I'll do maybe a comparison video in the future. But anyway, so I got the gun. I got 2 9-round magazines with the grip extensions, and I got 3 higher capacity magazines. One has a grip sleeve. I'll show you that in a second. I only have one filled up right now. I'm just trying to break in the springs in these. They are very stiff when they're new, so I want to load those up and break them in. But yeah, these are 12 rounds, so you get an extra 3 rounds. As you can see here, it would stick out normally. You can shoot like that. I mean, it's not a big deal. You can definitely shoot with the magazines like that. But if you don't like the glare, or if you don't like how it feels, you can get these grip sleeves, and they just slide down on your magazine, and they fill that void. Very similar to a Glock. And of course, then you have a full-size grip. To me, it looks kind of funny like this because you have such a long handle and such a short slide, and not to mention the slide itself is taller than I'm used to on a Glock. So to me, that looks, I don't know, more like a ray gun than it does a real gun. But you know, there you go. There's a full grip and 12 rounds, 40 Smith & Wesson. The stock sights on here are the 3-dot sights, but they're not night sights. They're just regular standard sights. Let's see, what else? This gun also came with the kind of package deal. You got the double mag holder for your belt. You got a holster for your belt, which is pretty cool. You get this stuff with the gun when it was brand new. And you get a magazine speed loader. Speed loader works okay. It does its job. You know, there's a couple different ways I guess you can hold that. I don't know. But, you know, when you first get your magazines, they will be very stiff, and you will probably need this to, you know, get those last couple rounds in. Obviously, as you break it in, you want to get very used to loading by hand. Don't rely on speed loaders because, you know, like I said, if, you know, heat of the moment, you want to be able to load by hand. You're not going to have this with you. So, anyway, got the gun. I got 2 9-round magazines with grip extensions. I got 3 12-round magazines, 1 grip sleeve, and then, of course, the three pieces here. I got this as a package deal used. I paid $3.99. I apologize if I already mentioned that. But yeah, $3.99. I saved some money buying it used. All I got was that a little bit of wear here and a little bit of wear on the barrel hood. So I don't mind buying used guns, you know, for the savings. I mean, it functions great. It's just, the trigger feels really good on this. By the way, there's another, if I didn't already mention, there's a, once that you cock it back, there's a little indicator there showing that it is cocked. And of course, there's an indicator on top. If you do have a round in there, let me fire that first, dry fire, and I'll show you that. I'll just load 1 round. Of course, my finger is out of the trigger guard here. Take that magazine out. You can see on top here, when you have a round in the chamber, that lifts up. So it's a visual aid as well as a physical aid. Let's say you're in the middle of the night, you're using this as a home defense gun. You know, in the dark night, you're not going to be able to see if that's in there. All you have to do is feel that. You would have your regular grip. With your offhand, you can just feel that. Okay, you know, I got one in there. I'm ready to go. So now you can defend yourself in the middle of the night. So there it is, the Springfield XD40 subcompact. So far, I'm absolutely loving the gun. Like I said, I want to really get very, very familiarized with this gun first before I draw the conclusion whether I like it more or less than my Glock. Just a really cool gun. So can't wait to shoot it. Wanted to share that with you. Fantastic. I'm not all Glock. I'm spreading out a little bit. Like I said, trying new stuff. So anyway, again, I just wanted to share that with you real quick while I still have you here. Let me show you with this gun. I purchased 100 rounds. I want to give you a quick little ammo update. I bought 100 rounds of Winchester. This is obviously 40 Smith & Wesson, 165 grain full metal jackets. Just the cheap stuff, you know, for target practice or whatever. Now this is a 100 round pack, and I paid $35.99. So I want to give you a little update on ammo prices in case you're comparing and contrasting where you live. I'm in Northeast Pennsylvania, and right now I'm paying 36 bucks for 100 rounds of 40 Smith & Wesson. You know, some cheaper stuff. Now I happen to get a discount on this. I only paid $25 for this specific box, only because I keep going back to the same guy and buying guns from him, and because I'm a repeat customer, he keeps throwing in, you know, some good deals for me, and I appreciate that, and it definitely keeps the customers coming back. But anyone who walked off the street, like I said, it'd be 36 bucks. So, you know, again, just want to mention that. Also, while I was there, this is off topic, but I also picked up a couple boxes of 20 rounds of 7.62 by 39 for my AK-47, and currently I'm paying $7.99. I did pay full price for these because I went later to buy them, but $7.99 for 20 rounds, not the best. These were $5.99 only, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, or excuse me, not 3 4, about 2 or 3 months ago. I paid a little bit less for those. But I have to say my local shop has a really good deal on bulk ammo. They have a case of 1,000 rounds, exact same ammo here. 1,000 rounds are charging $310, which is awesome. That beats a lot of internet prices for 7.62 by 39. But you know what? You don't always have money to buy in bulk. And if I had $300 on me, to be honest, if I walked to a gun shop, I'd want to get 1,000 rounds for my AK, but I would be too tempted to just buy a new gun, for 300 bucks. So it's hard for me to really buy bulk ammo. Although I should, I know it's the best thing you can do. It's the cheapest way of buying anything, really, is in bulk. Like I said, once I get a chunk of change in my hand like that, I want to get a new gun, or I want to get a couple new knives. It's real hard for me to buy a lot of ammo at once. But anyway, quick little update on ammo prices in my area, and that's it. So can't wait to shoot my new gun. Of course, plenty of videos to come. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.